only one that I would put down for remarks is I really like the remarks for the final attack heading being parallel to the road, but I don't believe there's a direction there. So, for example, if the road is east-west running and the friendlies are going towards the west, I may want a west to east attack. Understanding some weapons may land short if there's like a fin lock and stuff, but you definitely want the fragmentation of that weapon system going away from the friendlies. That's so you know what I mean. So if the enemy is south of the east-west running road, then I would want the attack to go from west towards the
You
east.
want the bomb to drop and frag forward of the troops, not in the direction of them.
Yeah, exactly. So if the troops are on an east-west running road and they're going towards the west, I want you coming in from the west, and I'm gonna like roll the dice that there's not gonna be like a weapon malfunction, and when it hits the ground or the target, that fragmentation is going towards the east. However, if you were using a JDAM, which was the original intent, then you can like fix the CEP or the circular error of probability by giving it the maximum dive angle. So then it's just kind of like a small circle if it comes in closest to 90 degrees.
So it's funny, and I know we're going to get a little bit off topic talking about this, but from from a I was in the military, but I wasn't involved with these types of operations. I didn't fly planes. I didn't call in strikes. Okay, but when I watched the Gulf War, I remember all the discussion about precision weapons. And it made it sound like it was this neat, clean, sort of like very precise thing where everything works perfectly. And what you're describing, I like a lot because you're describing at a granular level how you employ this weapon, the fact that they can fall short and have issues, and what the repercussions are and how you weigh it out. Do you weigh out a weapon falling short or the frag pattern? Because you can't win on both when you're this close, right? So you have to make those decisions. So I'm very curious, that's got to be a stressful thing to make that decision in real time and know that there's no perfect solution.
Yeah, I can say that with working with ISIS, just looking at the information that I had really poor avenues of attack to employ a B-1 bomber, and a 2,000-pound JDAM had fin lock immediately upon being released, where the pilot of the B-1 was telling me that the bomb had gone in front and above him. So when a bomb is released, it instantly starts going faster than the airplane that's giving it a ride because of gravity. And so when it had fin lock, they just described this like pickup truck of a bomb
What
size
you're saying, fin
go
lock?
fin Foxtrot India
So
November.
the fins of the
And
weapon are locked up and they're not steering.
that's right. So they lock, and then then the weapon is literally doing donuts in the sky while coming down.
Wow. So you're talking about a weapons error for that the actual weapon is malfunctioning.
Yeah, that's right. And so this 2,000-pound JDAM did donuts behind the Kurdish lines by a couple kilometers. And so while everyone was looking to their front, the weapon landed to their back. So it crossed the friendly lines, and then it was like, it was like an hour debrief afterwards. Like, well, what was the best avenue of attack? And so everyone kind of came away with, we should have found a better one, but no one had an answer for me. So that's how crazy it can get. And then fusing was a big one in 2015 too. Like a lot of GBU 38s were duds. A few 31s went dud. But the cool thing about that is I remember this one 2,000 pounder was a dud in a home. And so you could see through the roof, there's a nice black circle that the 2,000 pounder went in. And then we just put another 2,000 pounder on the same coordinates, and it went right through that same hole. And so, like, that was it. So we had two large
So you
explosions.
ignited one
So
with the other.
yeah, it was 4,000 pounds of HE going off.
The thought of a 2,000-pound bomb dropping with a live fuse that's going to impact, it's going to detonate when it impacts, and not knowing where it's going to go, that's got to be a holy shit moment, right? I mean,
Yeah, you're out of control. Like, you just gotta wait.
yeah, and it could come onto
And
you friendly. You have no idea, right?
Yeah, in this scenario, I was not on the front line. I was sitting at a desk, with like coffee and warmed up Pop Tarts in a collared, yeah, with like 511 pants and a rolled up shirt, like a collared shirt. So we knew there was a weapons malfunction, no big deal. But it took like a good about 10 minutes until the Kurdish forces radioed in that like, hey, there's a massive explosion behind us. And then we put two to two together. It took about a half hour for the whole process to kind of sink in what had just happened. But by the time that had happened, it's like nobody died. Okay, great, we're good. And then I slept that night.